Welcome back to another episode of Everyday Integrity. I'm your host, Dawn Vitale.
And I'm Margie Bowling. Let's get started. So we started at the beginning of the week going over like a book essay upon George Harrison's book by Joshua Green, and we're pulling up daily some quotes throughout the week for us to discuss and about some profound things that really land on us about George Harrison, who was more than just a musician. He said,
Wow.
"Why live?
It's pretty handsome
Why live?"
too.
I will agree. I like the long hair. Yeah.
Yeah, scruffy guitarist.
Yes, yes. The fluffy boots and all that. Why live in the darkness all your life? Why? If you are unhappy, if you are having a miserable time, why not just look at it? Why are you in the darkness? Look for the light. The light is within. George was very playful, and this book, Here Comes the Sun, it'll talk about even in some of the darkness how his sense of humor and very childlike and very playful. I got so much joy out of listening to some of those instances where he would be very a sense of humor to break up some of that, like if something was felt dark in a situation and there was no winning, maybe a disagreement or a clashing, that there was just a lot of like darkness and he would break it up. He would
Hmm.
bring the light in with his sense of humor and very playfulness. And I kind of live by that credo. I'm a very intense person. I'm like, I guess you would say like a type A. I love procedure and I love patterns and I like to stick to the rules, right?
Mm.
And but I also recognize where I can take things so seriously, even at work, where I work for a German company. You want to talk about some seriousness that I'm being told to lighten up. Like, what do you mean? We need another spreadsheet for this, and then we need to reformat that spreadsheet, and then reformat that. And here's the intention. No, it's like sometimes you just have to say, for me, is like take myself lightly, right? I
Mm.
think our yoga teacher from our lineage, Iyengar, said, take the poses seriously, but take yourself lightly. And there's just sometimes you get so heavy on and serious about things that I like to crack myself up, Dawn. And one instance of this, and we're in Benares or Varanasi, and we're there at the beginning of a world event in 2020, and we were there doing Holy Fest, and during the day, you and me and our other companions were riding in a tuk-tuk through Varanasi, and of course the kids are out with the water guns and the balloons, and we're just sitting there going like, oh, we're ready to get to the hotel. It's
I remember this.
madness. And all of a sudden, we're just sitting there going, okay, we're calming down, gonna get to dinner, get to bed. And all of a sudden, something like I felt like a rock hit the back of my head. And I looked down and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And you reached down and I have this picture. I don't know if you have it, and you're holding a water balloon. And I
Yeah.
turn around and like 3 blocks down, this kid should be sent to the United States to be for the minor and major leagues like the Yankees or whatever, because I don't know
He had a
how
good
he
arm.
managed to do it from like 2 or 3 boom. And I turn around and I look at him and I was so angry. Like, are you kidding me right now? I had enough shit on my plate. And it's this kid like laughing. That's what kids do at Holy.
Yep.
And you picking up the balloon just like in your funny little Italian Brooklyn attitude, and it brought in, I'm not saying that the holy was dark, but as a white person in coming from the colony, so to speak, in India when this is happening, it's like a little crazy, but it brought in that lightness. I was so
Yeah.
mad, and then just looking at that kid going, that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
So you're making me think about that whole scenario. We were told how dangerous it could be around Holi and
That's
Varanasi.
probably what I was thinking about at
So
the time.
we're like so stoic in the tuk-tuks, and we're
Yeah, we
like
better get to bed. We better get behind the
we
gates before
we
sundown.
because we might turn into a pumpkin or something, or someone might like do something to us. And I remember that kid must have played cricket pretty fairly. Like the boys in Varanasi would
We were
play
moving in a tuk-tuk.
that they play on the Ganges and the Ghats all the time, so they're constantly playing um cricket. So chances are he might have been a good bowler, and he threw that. Yeah, there it is. he
Do
throws
you
this,
have this? I'll send it to you.
yeah, he throws this water bottle. It hits Margie, falls down, and I pick it up. I'm like, threw this water balloon, but it didn't break on you, which was cool.
It didn't
What
break.
did we do with it, by the
Yeah,
way? Did we
but
throw it
being
back?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember.
You picked it up and I'm confusion and then it just was laughter and
Yes.
adding to that you picking it up and looking at me like a little stink you are and
Yeah.
then me looking back at that kid and I go, "Oh yeah, this is playful. This is fun." Like
Yeah.
who gets to experience something like that? So
Holy is about springtime and it's about renewal and a rebirth. It's not about seriousness, it's about having fun. And we just were so not having fun until that boy threw the water balloon.
yeah, I think it shifted everything. And so I think that, ask yourself, um, always, my as we know, we talk about this is my passion awareness and my vision for myself and what I put in the world is I am always moving towards the good feeling.
Yep.
As I'm in playful discovery, I'm shining my light out in the world, and as I'm doing this is streams of abundance flow through, and it's not about like gluttony or whatsoever, but it's choosing that maybe you feel like you're in a sense of darkness, call upon the light. And sometimes me is just being some silly humor, something whimsical to crack myself up,
Yeah.
or, the universe doing that for me and smack me in the back of the head and a moving object in Holy Fest and you laughing, that there's always light, you have to dig it up, but don't be caught up in the misery of I'm hungry, where's the food? Go towards the good feeling. What is happening? Choose something and see what it does to elevate. And then if you are in darkness and maybe that's a spirit of lack or you don't know where the food's coming from or the money, take yourself out of it by smiling, putting a shiny face on and contributing, being the light out in the world. And I promise you abundance will flow through.
By throwing the
It,
water balloon, maybe. Be the thrower, be the bowler.
be a thrower.
No, I love that message, Margie. That's really amazing. We hope you got
Good
something
times.
out of this. Have a namaste.
Bye.
Great work.